about something, and unfortunately, he ended up getting my being wanted to talk about treating everybody.
Welcome to Black and Blue, the podcast that's just for you. We bring solutions to everyday problems. We are here to humanize the badge by interviewing first responders and discussing their trainings, experiences, publications. Black and Blue airs weekly at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Tune in.
But I've been out here since I was a teenager. I got involved with really wanting to be in the law enforcement because, like everybody else in the early 20s, I thought it was a cool job. I wanted to, drive fast cars and hook and book and all that sort of stuff like we all wanted to do. Except when we went to the interviews, we said we wanted to, be a betterment for the community and all that, which I did. But, in my early 20s, I wanted to, drive cars fast and all that sort of stuff. But the real thing that really made me want to get into the profession, I'm going to date myself here, was the Rodney King incident. So, yeah. So I was, just fresh out of high school around that time when that happened, a couple years out of high school when that happened. And that really struck a chord with me when seeing, how Rodney King was treated, even if he was, doing dirt, how those officers treated him in that horrific beating. That really struck a chord with me. And I was like, you know what, if and when I ever become a police officer, that's not going to happen on my watch, and we got a big thing out here in California now called Duty to Intercede and Senate Bill number 2, where, you have to intercede on an officer that you think is going above and beyond the use of force that should be used on a certain situation. I've always been about that. I've always been one to speak out. Hey, it doesn't have to be like in the movies where you tackle the guy and all that sort of stuff, but you could just speak up even from day one. Hey, brother, man, I got this, and spread the word and all that sort of stuff, and kind of show that law enforcement we're not infallible, but when we do, we got to be held accountable, and we are. Because my department, we didn't have SROs for maybe 10 years, and then we brought it back. Yeah, and then we brought the program back. And his mandate was, we're not going to be the pipeline to the justice system for these kids. We're not going to be writing tickets for every little thing like we used to do back in the day. We are there for the major things, of course, active shooters and stuff like that. But in the meantime, you were there to be a person to show that law enforcement is approachable. So you need to get out the office and you need to talk to these kids. And I took that to heart. I would do that all the time. I would talk to these kids. I'll have fun with them. I would have, debates about hip hop. And of course, their hip hop is trash, and my hip hop was the best and all that sort of stuff. That's what we do. That's what we do. But again, another troubled kid. I would always talk to this kid. He was always in trouble about something, and unfortunately, he ended up getting expelled from school for some business that he was doing. Fast forward, maybe a few months later, I'm sitting at my office at school, and I hear a patrol call out that they're at this apartment because this male is going crazy in the apartment. He's holding his knife to his family and all this sort of stuff. And I recognize the name as this same kid. So I rush over there. When I get over there, they got the apartment surrounded. They're evacuating the whole apartment building. They're evacuating that building. And you can hear him yelling from the street and all that. And then I call in. I'm not gonna say his name. Just say his name is Johnny. Say, hey, Johnny. I yell in. Because officers got their rifles out and all this. So calm down, guys. Calm down, guys. Hey, Johnny. And he goes, Peters, is that you? I go, yeah, man. What you doing? He's like, oh man, they just tripping. I was like, hey, drop the knife and come outside with your hands up, and we'll talk about it. Sure enough, he did it. So building those relationships where, he was able to trust me and know that, I was there to make sure that his best interests were taken care of. That's really rewarding to me. So that's really what the program is about. Making sure that, these kids, when they see you out on the street, they don't see us as an occupying force. They see us as somebody they can wave to, when they're out of high school. And they can, they're not afraid of the cops. Book. Occasionally I do Instagrams, and haven't gotten into the TikTok lives, but those are the ones that I generally jump on for my lives. But yeah, I'm on all those platforms, so I do the other content, as well, clips and pictures and all that sort of stuff. But if you really want to contact me, get on the website. There's a contact form that you can fill out, and I'll get back to you. Yeah, man, I just wanted to talk about treating everybody in law enforcement, come in contact with, treat them with dignity, treat them with respect, and that'll come back to you in tenfold. Like I said, a lot of those things that dragged my being in law enforcement was Rodney King, and then fast forward to 2020 was George Floyd and all that. So these things are continued. These are the same things we were talking about way back when, even before Rodney King. We were talking about that during the watch things and all that. And so, like I said, we are not perfect, but we are striving to be. And hey, let's move forward with this. If you have any idea that you think you want to be involved in law enforcement, check out your local law enforcement agency. Ask for a ride along. That's kind of, again, that one thing that kind of sparked my interest. I thought it was a cool job. I went on a ride along with a couple law enforcement agencies, and I was hooked. So this is a job where you're not going to be doing the same thing every day, and that's kind of what sparked my interest. I didn't want to be sitting in an office, and maybe some kids nowadays, they want to be influencers, so they're sitting here at home in front of a camera all day. That wasn't me. I wanted to be out there with the community. But you will be working nights, you will be working weekends, you'll be working in the rain. If you out here in California, and at least in LA, you won't be in the snow, but if you're out there where Clee is, you'll be working in the snow. So take that in consideration. But it is a rewarding job. You get to impact people, like we were talking about earlier today, long beyond your years of working as a police officer. So take that to heart and go out there and do some good work. Do God's good work.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Thank you. That's a way to end the show right there. This is the best. This is the ticket to the best show on earth right here.